Right now, we are at a little bench just by where you get the carriage tours. We were gonna go to this cute little coffee shop that was here, but so there's like 3 at least that I know of. 2 of them are currently closed, so only 1 is open, and so the line was super long. There were so many people waiting outside for it, so we just ended up going to Starbucks, which kind of sucks because it's just Starbucks, and normally I'm like, when I'm someplace like this, I want to go to the local little ones. It was our only option because then we're gonna try to go to the Grand Hotel, and we're gonna see what happens because they have a Mother's Day luncheon. The problem is that because of COVID and the new executive orders, I guess that they can't guarantee if you're not staying there you can get in. It kind of just depends on how full it is. So they said we could go there and try. Originally they told us it was open. Now they said you gotta just see. Yeah, so I mean, we want to walk around and go there anyways and take pictures, so we'll see what happens. So the walk to the Grand Hotel is only about a 15-minute walk from where we were, which is really close to where the ferries get out, and it's really cute. You just see the little neighborhood, all the little houses,
all the horses walking by.
All the horses walking by. So there it is, coming up in the distance, the Grand Hotel, which was actually a really easy and nice walk. And then there's some horses coming. There they come. Xander loves the horses. See the horses?
Xander, wave to the horses.
He gets so excited each time he sees them. Here comes some more horses the other way. Little art from Detroit Institute of Art.
Art in the park.
So if you are not staying here, you do have to pay $10 to get in. But if you eat at one of their restaurants or anything, then you get the $10 back. There it is. After 6 p.m. you have to dress up to come in here. So the Grand Hotel was open on July 10th, 1887, and it was built by Grand Rapids in Indiana and the Michigan Central Railroads and the Detroit and Cleveland Navigation Companies through the efforts of Senator Francis B. Stockbridge. Interesting name. Yeah. It was built of Michigan white pine with the magnificent colonial porch, longest in the world. It is a classic example of gracious living seldom seen today. One of the outstanding landmarks on the Great Lakes. It is the world's largest summer hotel.
It is number 10 on the National Historical Landmarks.
Oh wow. He did not hear that. It's number 10 on the National Historic Landmarks of Michigan. So there's the world's longest front porch. Ooh. The pool is normally down there, and the pool is pretty famous. Right now they are renovating it. At least I think that's where the pool is, yeah, because I think I see where the slide is. Yeah. I know that when the pool is open, you can even just pay to do a day pass if you're not staying here and go to the pool, which is pretty cool. Here's the big grand entrance, but we're gonna go inside the other entrance just because of the stroller. There's the horsies down there. So here we are after just walking in. Ooh, they have a coffee place in there. We should have just gone there to get coffee. So the movie Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeves and Jane Seymour was filmed here. So there's different pictures from that. His hat from the movie. That movie was the only time they allowed cars on the island. This is, I think, the portrait like from the movie that he keeps looking at. So now we are on the next level up, which seems to be where everything is. There's the wine bar in there. Ooh. There they have like a piano and stuff. I think that's part of the grand food place. There's a needle art seminar going on. And right outside there is the front porch. So it's just a nice little seating area. I think they might, I wonder if they have tea in here. I know if there's a place that they do. Yeah. But, and then out there is the front porch, which we'll go in a minute. Oh, that big ship. That's really cool. Here's the trophy room. Oh, for showing dogs. They have a dog, I guess. Oh yeah, there's...
Yeah, like, I guess like Sadie is like their like local, like, you know, dog champion.
Oh, okay.
Because there's this, you know,
And actually their ice cream place is called Sadie. Oh yeah, Terrier wins Best in Show from Michigan. Is that true, Xander? Is that true, Xander? You looking around?
Sadie's got a Chihuahua friend.
There's Sadie's little Chihuahua friend. So the cool thing is if you are staying here, there's a lot of little areas just for you to hang out and sit in. Down here looks like where the main dining room is. You can kind of see a little in there. That's what it looks like. Looks very, very nice. Looks like this was their dinner menu from last night. So here we are now in the world's largest front porch. Beautiful views. Wow. If we would have taken the stairs up, we would have ended up here, but since we had him in the stroller, we went through the other entrance. But wow, this view is nice. I could picture, especially too when it's nice out. Right now it's a little cool. And here you can see part of the grand dining room. It's not open yet, so there's no one in there. You sit up here on a rocking chair and just relax and look at the gorgeous view and the horses coming by. Look at that. This baby right now is sitting on the world's longest front porch. And right now he's all the way on the end of it. It's nice because we're here early, so like no one's here. Here's if you went on this side of it. We're in the little side room over here. Here's my first little plate of food. I had some homemade hummus and pita chips. They also gave us a glass of champagne. This little baby shark wants to eat. And Xander wants the steak.
The prime rib.
The prime rib.
No, you can't.
Here's a little model of the hotel. That's where we were before. And this is how long it is. There's also the fort that's here that we're gonna go to later. You gonna go look at the horses? He wants to reach for them. Yeah. It's a little coffee shop. Tim is getting some coffee right now. A lot of cute little things. Oh, that's really cool. So here on the corner is their Sadie's ice cream shop. We really wanted to go here, but it sucks. It says it's closed right now. So across from the hotel, looks like there is the bike rental, another little gift shop, there's the golf course. Yeah, golf carts are one type of car that's on the island, besides the emergency vehicles. And there's some little chairs and tables overlooking. I think that's normally the Jockey Club, which is another restaurant that they have here that is not open yet for the season. So it's later on at night, but we want to talk to you about the Grand and the food we had. So we did the Mother's Day luncheon, the Grand Luncheon, which is the same. Well, normally they would have had a breakfast too, but they just had the Grand Luncheon, which is $56 or $57 a person if you're not staying there. $46 if you're staying there, I think it was, and like if you didn't have a package that included it, but you are then supposed to get the $10 off from like your admission fee. The one thing that I think was different is I think they had some different foods that maybe they normally wouldn't have, and we also got a free glass of champagne, so that was kind of cool. But it does kind of suck since they didn't do the normal breakfast that it wasn't an actual brunch, even though they kind of made it sound like it might be a brunch.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought maybe they'd have a mixture because we really wanted to do the breakfast there because there of course would have been more food for me. But it's also, when are we going to be here again on Mother's Day sort of a thing. And one of the big things, because I love buffets and I love old historic fancy hotels, so that was like when my thing was like, whenever I come here I wanted to eat there. So I mean, I guess like tomorrow we really could have tried to done the breakfast, but it was, again,
yes,
it's a special occasion, let's just try it. The breakfast I think is only like 26 if, I don't know if that's 26 if you're a guest or staying there, and then like 36 if you're...
Yeah, I think it's like whatever the price is, like plus or minus 10.
Yeah, I think it was like, yeah, so he's right. So I think it was 36, but then if you minus your admission fee, 26. So I'm like, that wouldn't have been bad. That's like Disney prices. They had oysters and really big shrimp.
They have prime rib, they have huge shrimp. Everything there was pretty good. Like the meat was pretty good, and you know.
And that's really what you're paying for, is a lot of that like meat and the seafood, especially the oysters, because that's usually expensive places if you want good oysters. But they also had like some fancy cheeses. They had a lot of feta cheese. They had these like little fancy things with feta cheese. They also had like charcuterie board, and they had like more of the fancier meats. And I know that prosciutto or prosecco.
Prosecco's the wine.
Yeah. Well, you know, say like I know my mom always talks about prosciutto. So it's like for like everything they had, like especially again if you're a meat eater, and like everything was really fresh. Oh, they had like this homemade hummus that was amazing. Oh my god, those chips were amazing. Homemade pita chips, yeah. And even their guacamole was really creamy. Like it wasn't like, it was different than tasting at like some of the main Mexican restaurants we go to, but it was still like a really good creamy guacamole. And I think their tortilla chips were homemade. So it's like all that was really good. It's just, again, I think it was probably a better value for someone who would eat all the meats and everything. That price for the quality of food and what you were getting, like at a nice restaurant that would sell that type of food, it would be pretty expensive. Yeah. So for that, I think it's definitely, it was a good value if you were gonna eat all that. And like for me, it was mainly for the experience. Although the one sucky thing is, like when we first got there, it was pretty busy. And they put us in the side room, which we were kind of like, okay, we just want to sit down. And we were told earlier when we called up that because of the COVID guidelines and they can't fully fill it, that there was no guarantee, since we weren't staying there, that we would get in. Well,
okay, so when I called this morning, I was literally told that, I'm sorry, if you're not a guest, we cannot accommodate you due to the new executive order the governor signed yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And basically she's like, I'm sorry, and hung up. And then I'm like, okay, but then when Steph called me like 10 minutes later, they told her like, no, it's basically first call, or like it's hotel guests first, and then the public if there's room. You know,
yeah, and that's up to it's up to the restaurant. You could kind of go, because even for staying at the hotel, you couldn't get reservations. Yeah. But a lot of people at the hotel had packages that included it. So yeah, but like when we got there, so it was pretty busy. We got there actually like an hour and a half before. We just hung out on the front porch. I mean, you'll see some of that in this video.
That was really cool.
Yeah, and then Xander took a little nap. It was nice because there weren't that many people there at that point. So then like there was a lot of people though that were waiting for the buffet. So it started at 12 and there's a huge line. And then like we waited like until like maybe 12:30, and then like that, and then when we got up there, they were really nice and they were awesome. Like, of course we can take care of you. Yeah. And
so it was just like a night and day where you're like how come you're?
Well, I think because they didn't really know, because if a bunch of people would have shown up, they obviously have to let the hotel guests go there first, because that's what you're kind of paying for to stay there. So, but yeah, it was still, and it wasn't too busy. But yeah, the main room, because again they had to space people out, the main room was which is like the big famous room, was kind of full. And like at that point we're hungry, and it was probably better being off in that side room because of Xander. But then like and then plus with it being a buffet, which was weird going to a buffet right now, they actually had these little machines with gloves, and you put your hand over it and the glove blows up, and then you can put your fingers in there to kind of like, so you're not touching. Really cool, yeah. And like it seemed like most people were doing it. We also saw that they were changing the serving things. Yeah,
I overheard one of the guys saying that it's time to like change up the tongs. So I guess like every like 10 minutes they go around and they remove all the tongs and they replace them, and they take those tongs and throw them in the deep.
Plus too, like the actual little platters of food were kind of small, so they were continuously replacing it. And like I kind of had a feeling like a place like this that is well known for its hospitality and is pretty pricey, so they're catering to people usually with money. Like I knew that they would probably be pretty safe.
Oh yeah. I mean, at no point did I ever think I'm like, okay, that's a little sketchy. That's a little sketchy. They
Yeah.
went above and beyond to like actually be like, okay, you know, hey, like, you know, the, like when you get in there, there's like the little maitre d' or whatever. It's just like, you know, hold on, you know, kind of like making sure everybody's, you know, okay, like waiting to the area's clear to like make sure where you're sitting. But yeah,
But then going into the main room, it was kind of nice. Oh, because like, well, first off, we got to keep going in there because of getting the food. But then there was like a piano player, and then you have the view. So it does suck a little bit that we were on the side room. But then when we saw that like around like 1:30, it was almost like empty in there. So
Yeah.
like, but we didn't know. We
but-
thought it was going to be busy.
because they kept bringing out more and more stuff. Like I think they always, every time I went up there, they're always bringing out fresh stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
So, but now I'm like, if we would have waited, but again, we were just hungry at that point. We had already been there since 10:30 that morning. But if I would have known, I probably would have, and in the future, if this ever happens, I would probably go later on. Even if we ever just went to the regular one. Although I don't think I would go to the Grand Luncheon
Yeah.
just because of the price and for me. But I would definitely go there for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and then the desserts. No, now that was good. They had a bunch of desserts, little homemade desserts, and wow. There was, the one thing, the cannoli was really good. I tried this mango cake. That was really interesting. It tastes like mango
Yeah.
sherbet.
It almost tasted like a mango dreamsicle.
Yeah,
Like,
but just obviously not like cold or anything.
Yeah, and it was just very like kind of like weird. I really want to find a recipe for it or like whatever because it was really good, but it was really weird.
And the chocolate cake was really good. And there's this little Oreo thing that was really good.
Xander loved that so
Yeah,
much.
and then I think he had a little sugar high. We probably gave him a little too much sugar, but yeah, he obviously liked it. We liked it. It definitely was an experience, and it's like one of those things where, are we gonna do it all the time? No, so might as well do it. And also too, like if we come back here again, which we are gonna come back, I don't think we'd come back. We'd probably come back when it's a little warmer out. So the chance that we'd be here on Mother's Day again is very slim.
Yeah. The side room that we were in kind of gave me the whole like tiki vibe with all the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
weird wallpaper and like all the sconces on the wall were like little parrots.
So I definitely, yeah, the Grand Hotel was definitely experienced. This little guy just woke up from a little nap he was taking. Did you like the Grand Hotel food?
Yeah, it was really good. I loved it. I love the Oreo stuff, you know. Hello. Hello, people of YouTube.
Alright, so yeah, so please like and subscribe and check back later.
Bye.
Hey, from the future, just wanted to throw in a little thing to the end of this video and a little update. It is September right now, September 1st. But as of the last few months, I don't know if it started after we went or whatnot, but I know for the last few months, they are not doing the breakfast buffet anymore for outsiders. I did see that there is like breakfast for hotel guests. I'm not exactly sure the details. And then for the Grand Luncheon, instead of a buffet, they are doing a 4-course meal. I think it's still $56 or $58, but it is a 4-course meal. I think this is all because of COVID. I don't know if eventually if they'll go back to doing the buffets or not. I kind of hope so because I still want to do their breakfast buffet one day. But that is the current update. So just, if you are going to go, make sure you double check on their website to see what the current details are and how they're going to handle the buffet or not.